it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel. Or if this is the very first video you're seeing me, then welcome to my channel. Please do hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 10 overrated movies. Now, these are movies that I personally think are overshadowed. People love them, they're overplayed, and people talk about them too much to the point where I don't even want to watch them and stuff like that. And they're super annoying because they just get overplayed way too much. So, just a disclaimer, this is all my opinion. If you guys like these movies, you don't find them overplayed, that's totally fine. We're all different and stuff like that. Or maybe they don't play them as much in your country anymore. So, I'm going to get started, and I do have some movie reviews up for some of these movies, and I will link them on the description box down below. And I'm going to get started. So, number one on my list would have to be Toy Story. Now, a lot of you guys... Please ignore that. That was my dog barking. A lot of you guys know, if you watch my channel, you know that I can't stand Toy Story. Please ignore that again. That was my dog barking. I just personally just don't like this movie because I feel like it's way too overplayed. It was played at my house, and it's played throughout the Disney Store. It's played on Disney Channel. Even though I didn't really watch Disney Channel, it was still played on Disney Channel. It was played, like, everywhere and stuff like that. Like, I felt like this movie was just way too overshadowed, and it overshadows a lot of other Disney movies. And I know a lot of people actually love Toy Story, and a lot of kids love Toy Story. I just don't like the first one because I'm talking about the first one for the mind you. So I just don't like this one just because I feel like it's just too recognizable, and it's just played way too much in my opinion. And I do have a review up for Toy Story, and if you want to see that, I'll put the link to that video in the description box down below. Number two on my list would have to be Mean Girls. Now, I don't like Mean Girls. I feel like this movie gets overplayed too because it's played on TV, and it was played quite a lot at like sleepovers I went to for a bunch of my friends. A bunch of my friends who were hosting sleepovers would pretty much play this movie quite all the time. Like whenever it came on, I was like, I feel like it's probably one of the most overplayed chick flicks. I liked it when it first came out, but now that it's overplayed, it's just not one I like anymore. Number three on my list had to be Avatar. Now, I've heard a lot of people actually talk about this movie. This movie actually gets a lot of mixed reviews. I heard a lot of people like it. I heard a lot of people hate it. I heard the movie's great. I hear, oh, it's just a ripoff of Pocahontas, this, that, blah, 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 blah. I feel like this movie gets talked about way too much, and I feel like a bunch of the reviews are like really bad on it and stuff like that, because from what I've seen, a lot of people complain how bad this movie is and why it's bad and blah 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 and why it overplayed blah 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 and this and that and this and that. So I've heard like a lot of people actually like this movie, hate this movie and stuff. It's just like a bunch of complaints how it's like a bad, good movie. It's just a bunch of people just talk about it too much. Number four on my list had to be the Twilight Saga. Now, to be honest, I never got into the Twilight Saga, but I hear a lot of reviews about it. I only saw the first one. I went with a group of friends for my friend's birthday to go see the movie. Sorry, that was my mom. So, I feel like this movie gets played a lot, too. I heard it's played a lot on TV. I hear it's played a lot throughout... Hi, Mom! 1 sec, I'm busy! I heard it's played a lot throughout everywhere. I'm sorry, that was my mom. I've heard a lot of people complain how this movie's played a lot everywhere, and I've heard a lot of people complain about how make fun of this film. I've seen, like, people put clips on it on YouTube with permission, and I've seen people put it like everywhere. It's just completely everywhere. Like online, it's in stores, and yada yada yada. It's just like overpowered, the most overpowered film I've ever heard people talk about in my entire life. And that movie does get a lot of mixed reviews. I hear a lot of people love it, I hear a lot of people hate it, and I hear a lot of people make fun of it. Number five on my list has to be High School Musical. Now, High School Musical was super popular when I was in middle school. I was in middle school when this movie came out, and people were just constantly like going, oh, blah 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 this, blah blah that, and then it started to get played a lot to the point where it was overplayed on Disney Channel so much. Like I'd be watching Disney Channel or channel quite a lot, and this was all that was on pretty much. Is like it was played non-stop when it first came out, and it was played to the point where I was annoyed with it. And also people were playing all the songs over and over again. It was just played to the point where I was like, Why this movie? Why? Why? It's not a bad movie. It's just something am not a fan of because of the way it's like been played. Number 6 on my list has to be Napoleon Dynamite. Now, this is one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen. It's not, I hear a lot of people talk about this movie too. I hear a lot of people say this movie's so funny, oh, I love this movie, blah, 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 blah. It's a great movie. I personally don't think it's that good of a movie. It's not even funny in my opinion. It's actually, I feel like they do a lousy job at being funny. Like, they're trying to be funny in the movie, but they're not even funny. Funny in my opinion. Like, the characters are all completely boring, their sense of humor is too dry, and they're trying to, as hard as they can to be funny again, but it just doesn't fit my cup of tea. If you guys like it, that's totally fine, and you think it's the most funniest movie ever, that's completely fine. I just think Robin Williams does a better job at comedy than this movie does. Number 7 on my list has to be Scary Movie. Now, I've heard a lot of people love Scary Movie. I hear it's super funny, and I actually tried to watch it with my mom one time while we were watching it to test it out for my birthday party and stuff, because we wanted to see how good it was. But it turned out it was like a very inappropriate, weird comedy film and stuff, because we heard a lot of people say it was really, really good, but nobody told us it was like inappropriate for my friends, and all my friends were younger at the time. I'm actually older than a lot of my friends, mind you guys, like by 1 year or something. By 1 year. And stuff. So basically, I know a lot of people like this movie. I personally just don't like it because I don't think the humor is funny, and I think they're trying as hard as they can to be funny, but they're not even doing a good job at being funny, in my opinion. And it's like not at all funny. Like, I think Robin Hood Men in Tights is way funnier than this film. Number 8 on my list had to be Alice in Wonderland 1950s. Now, I know a lot of people love Alice in Wonderland, and it's such a great film and stuff like that. And just so you guys know, before I get into that, sorry, I'm going to get off topic for a sec. We did not show Scary Movie at my birthday party because we didn't think my friends would like that. Anyway, so I'm going to get back to Alice in Wonderland 1950s, excuse me. So Alice in Wonderland, I feel like it's a bit too overrated. I know a lot of people talk about this movie. It's a lot of people's favorite Disney movie. I've seen a lot of movie commentaries on them, but they're no longer up due to the fact that YouTube has pretty much banned movie commentaries due to copyright infringement. Well, people used to, so for those who don't know, people used to do commentaries on YouTube because the commentaries were super funny because they were trying to make people laugh. But it turns out when people were doing the commentaries of the movies, Disney caught them all using their work without permission, so Disney blocked a lot of people's movie commentaries due to the fact it was their work, and people were taking credit for their work, it seemed like. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. Sorry. I know a lot of people actually make fun of this movie because there used to be commentaries on it and stuff, and it's probably not my favorite Disney movie, even though a lot of people, there's some people that like this movie, some people that don't really like this movie. I feel like it's overshadows a lot of Disney movies. It's not a bad film, it's just way too overplayed everywhere I go and stuff. And I know a lot of people out there aren't fans of Alice in Wonderland. A lot of people like this movie. It's completely fine. Number 9 on my list has to be The Rescuers. Now, this is one movie that kind of, like, irritates me, because whenever I bring up the sequel, which is The Rescuers Down Under, I'm sure a lot of you guys know that because I mentioned it so many times, or maybe you're familiar with it. People think it's this one and stuff, and I think that's really overrated, and it annoys the heck out of me, because I'm like, no, there's one with the little boy gets kidnapped. They're like, oh, the one with the little girl gets kidnapped. This movie's so overshadowed due to the fact that I think maybe when it first came out, it didn't do so well. Then the trailers were pulled from like theaters and everything, and then people just remembered this one and stuff. I know it's not that big of a deal and stuff like that, which I'm not irritated about. Not as much anymore, but I know a lot of people actually recognize this movie more than the sequel. Well, and stuff, which kind of annoys me, because it's another movie. How could you not know about it? Blah 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 blah. It's a great film. Blah 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 blah. blah. So, so I feel like this movie just is more recognizable than the sequel, even though the sequel is better than the original movie. So, if you wish to see my review on my 2 film comparisons of The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under, I have 2 videos up of those. I will link those in the description box down below. Number 10 on my list has to be The Mummy. Now, this one is pretty popular. I know a lot of people here love The Mummy. A lot of people watch it so many times. A lot of people talk about it and blah, 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 blah. Fun fact, this movie actually used to scare me and stuff like that. I used to be afraid of this movie when I was a kid. I think it's just the Mummy characters just scared the living daylight out of me. Like, there's stuff everywhere where on The Mummy, like, there's attractions at Universal Studios of The Mummy. The Mummy's played a lot on TV. It's played a lot. I bet you it was played a lot, like, with other people, blah, 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 blah. I feel like a lot of people actually love this movie. And today I actually do pretty much like this movie. It's not a bad movie. I just feel like this one gets talked about a bit too much sometimes, and I get kind of annoyed when it gets talked about. Because I know I talk about stuff a lot that may annoy people, but sometimes I feel like this movie gets a bit overshadowed as well, other than other Universal movies. Okay, so those are my top 10 overrated movies. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!